There is so much chatter about neurodiversity and so much misinformation out there about what we can do about it. Let's talk about that. Hi, my name is Sylvia Badwi, and I'm the founder of Agora Prep Academy. I'm here to talk to you about the misconceptions or the myth of neurodiversity, or what we would call differentiated learning. The fact is, most people, once they receive the diagnosis for their children, believe that there's going to be a long life of pain, missing parties, not understanding what their child is saying or doing or why they're doing what they're doing. But if we can stop for a second and recognize that children are children are children. Unfortunately, some severe ASD cases, the child is just cognitively or developmentally behind. It doesn't mean that you're treating the child any different. You're just treating them according to their age. So if we have a nonverbal 10-year-old and they're cognitively at a 6-year-old, for example, there is nothing to make us feel sort of ashamed of them. There's nothing for us to say, oh, they're so different, they're so behind. No, they're not delayed. They are cognitively growing at the pace they need to grow at, which is where the diversion part comes in. A lot of people think neurodivergence is about thinking differently, and they are correct. But it's not just the output, it's the input as well. Neurodivergent children actually process reality differently, and they process it at a different pace than us. Also, it is a peculiarity or a peculiarly strong part that is very, very strong cognitively, and that sacrifices and compromises everything else. So a child who is a genius, an artist of epic proportions, might be nonverbal. But that's because their peculiarity or their strength is art or music or video game equipment or building technology or Lego structures. There are students that I've come across that are neurodivergent that are so good at what they do. They can have and host their own shows on what they're doing. They are so captivating to watch, but they can't talk, or they can't write, or they can't read at level. It is what it is. It's the sacrifice that happens as a result of a divergence or an extreme strength in one area of the brain. We need to stop thinking neurodivergence is a severe disability. It is not. It doesn't have to be. How we treat it and how we label it, how we feel about it, we need to shift our own perspective about that. Because at the end of the day, we are really misinformed about it. And I feel like parents, yes, it's frustrating. It's frustrating when you have a child who's neurodivergent. It's frustrating when you have them biting or yelling or pulling or even aggressive neurodivergent tendencies. But what is misbehavior? Misbehavior is the child acting out because they have an unmet need in the only way they know how. That's the only way they know how. They act out because they have no other way to tell you that there's a need that they have that's being unmet. Whether they're hungry, whether the temperature's changed, whether they feel uncomfortable, whether something is hurting them. So they turn to aggression. If you would like to learn more about neurodivergence, if you'd like to learn more about our differentiated approach towards our neurodivergent learners or differentiated learners or learners with superpowers, as we often call them, because Lord knows, every single neurodivergent child I haven't met one yet. It hasn't amazed me in some way. If you want to learn more, subscribe, follow us, visit our website, and visit us on our social media. Thanks for listening.